6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes. Really looking forward to the show tonight. I'm literally just rammed everything down me and got everything on. I am the sole adult in the house tonight, so I literally have to look after the baby. This is not good. This could be a disaster. We've got the legend Adam P on in the background. We've got Gary and we've got Mauro. They're all in sync. I'm the only one wearing the away top. Come on, guys. We're away on Sunday, not at home, but let's bring them in. Adam, good evening.
Good evening, Barry. Thank you for having me on.
No, thanks for coming on, mate. Obviously, you know, you're a busy guy. Saw you at the training ground today. Well, I didn't see you personally, but I saw the video. Well done. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it there. It was dead hectic. I've never seen the training ground that busy before, but yeah, it was good being there.
It's back to the good old days again when we used to turn up in thousands to watch the team play, to train, basically. It's crazy. It's crazy. Football fever is back in the Northeast, which is really nice. Gary, look at you. You're all wearing home tops. We're playing away on Sunday. We're playing away. Adam, you've got plenty of tops. You should be wearing away one, mate. Unless you're saving it for Sunday. But
I haven't got one of them. I haven't got that one.
Oh, this one's a knockoff, mate. It only cost me 20 quid.
Oh, this is proper one, this.
I love it. Right. I literally have rammed everything together, so apologies to everyone who's watching who expects all the fancy slides that we do and all this sort of stuff. But Mags Brad, as he's called on Twitter, if you know his stuff, he's had to step aside away from the channel for a little bit. He's got a lot going on in his personal life, so we wish him all the best. He will be back in the future, but we just don't know when. But we hope he gets everything sorted out. But please check him out. Check out his Twitter account because he does loads of mint stuff like intros, outros, all that sort of stuff that you saw being played at the start of this. But we're just going to try and wing it a little bit. But we're going to talk about Wednesday night first of all. Adam, you were there. What was the away support like?
Well, fantastic as always. Carabao Cup. On paper, you're always expecting Newcastle to go through. So some fans are like, oh, you know what, you're just watching the house in Sky. But no, we saw it regardless. And the match itself, I mean, it wasn't the best game in the world, but the most important part was just going through. If you think back last year, we probably would have lost that game, to be honest, with the way we were in the cup in the previous season. So the most important thing was just getting through. But the support was fantastic as always.
Yeah, it looked amazing on TV when I was at work, unfortunately. Gary, like Adam said, it wasn't exactly the best of games. But again, getting the result. But to take 2,500 travelling fans to a Carabao Cup game, you know, it's a second round. It's not an important trophy, but it is to us because it's a cup. You know, but 2,500 people all the way down to Tranmere on a Wednesday night is just mental.
It's mental. Honestly, it just shows you how big we are, man. We've been doing it for years. I went to Tranmere all them years ago in the cup game.
About 6-6?
No, the 3-2.
The 3-2 one.
Yeah. And it just shows you how big we are when we can take attendances like that anyway. We'll take them to Torquay on a Tuesday night, man. 3,000.
Yeah, we probably would. Yeah.
Anywhere and they'll fill it. 15,000 in Milan in the San Siro. It doesn't matter where it is, we'll fill it out.
Definitely. Mauro makes you just want to jump on a plane and come over, doesn't it?
Definitely. It does. Yeah,
how did you get the feel from the TV?
It was, as Adam said, it was not the best of games, but it was enough, and we did what was needed. Couple of really great performances. Also, Trippier, he was amazing. His statistic for only 50 minutes he played, it's really unbelievable. He made the change, and we rest key players, so everything done, mission accomplished. Let's go to Wolves game.
Yeah.
I will say one.
Go on.
Sorry, I will say one thing about the game. I had to take a Nurofen after 25 minutes because Murphy was doing me. I'm not going to. But
he needs to go,
honestly,
doesn't he? But let's not bash players because we don't really like doing that. But he's not good enough. Now we talked to Paul, the Tranmere fan, and we said, you know, it's going to be a tough game for us. He said we'd walk all over them. I expected more of the core of the team to be playing. To be honest with you, this is obviously the lineup. You know, there was only Target and Willock who would normally start playing. Now, I thought that was a big risk. I don't know what you thought, Adam, when you saw the team sheet yourself. I expected at least 4 or 5 from Sunday to still be playing.
Well, that's kind of the thing with the team. We've got to rest players, especially at this time of the season when we've got, now 2 games in the next 5 days or so. So I think it was the smart move to rest the majority of players because Matt Target just came back from injury, so he wasn't really a player that played on Sunday. So it was only Willock that started on Sunday that got into the team again. I thought it was a good move. With all due respect to Tranmere, our League 2 side, so regardless of what team we fielded, we should have won on paper. So it was a bit risky, and in the match, we went 1-0 down, and until Kieran Trippier came on, we didn't have any creativity. There wasn't any flow in the game, no momentum. It was just a bit up and down constantly for Newcastle. But once Trippier came on, unfortunately for Kraft's really bad-looking injury, he was just a complete game changer. So it just proves how important our best players are, and it also proves, in my opinion, that we do need to bring more signs in for a bench, essentially. I don't really rate the bench much. I think you look back at that Man City game, we're bringing players like Murphy, Wood, Longstaff off the bench against the best team in England. So I do think we need to, over time, gradually get some better players on the bench. But for now, the way it's not too much of an issue, I'm guessing I'll just be a bit more greedy than anything.
Yeah, we can't just overhaul a whole squad in 2 windows, can we?
Yeah.
It is a progression. It will happen, and we will say bye to some players that we do like to know. Longstaff, for me, I think he's been doing a decent job. But again, where we're going, he's probably not good enough. But it's a different conversation for a different transfer window, that one, I think. Gary, we spoke in length about the team. You said literally would change the whole team. You were almost right. I said it's a big risk. It should only really change. We should have left 5 in, maybe 4. But it worked out in the end. We used our subs well.
When Kieran Trippier came on, that was it. I thought it was a bit of a risk playing Lascelles and Dummett, and I said that before the game.
You did, yeah.
And at times in the first half, I thought Lascelles was all right, but at times, especially for the goal that got caught in
it was a good goal, to be fair.
It was.
It was actually a Premier League standard goal, the way they ripped us open.
It was a good goal. But I'm wondering if that would have happened if, like, Byrne and Botman or Shaw had been at the back.
Yeah, I thought you would have played Byrne at centre-back alongside Lascelles, to be honest with you. But again, Byrne had a hard game concussion, so I don't think he would be allowed to play. Do you want to risk Botman in a game like that, or even risk Shaw in a game like that, I suppose?
I was, I'm not going to lie, Adam will be able to tell with this one because he was at the game, but when Target went off at half-time, was that planned, or was he injured again, or I wasn't quite sure about that one.
I think it was planned. The fact he just came back from injury, I don't think we want to give him a full 90. So I don't think there was anything wrong with him. Obviously, with Kraft, it was a really bad one. But for Target, I think it was fine. I don't think there's any issues there.
Because I wasn't sure at the time. I thought, was he injured again?
Yeah, I missed it being at work. I only saw about 70% of the game, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well,
sucks doing night shift.
In the first half, it was everything ran through Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
Everything from
he impressed.
I think Adam's right when he said that the squad is where we need to improve, but that's where Anderson and the young lads we've signed in the summer, they're going to get older and hopefully they're going to make the bench and they're going to make the cup games in about 3 years a bit easier than it was on the other night. But second half, much better. And that's when the big boys came on.
Yeah. Mauro, Wood gets a goal. And he's only getting that goal because of Trippier's delivery, but that's what he's been missing. We've said all along, if you're going to play Wood up front, Murphy and Richie were terrible in that first half. No crosses into the box for what I could see. And you're not playing to his strengths, but when Trippier whipped that corner in, there was nobody else winning that but him, and he smashed it home.
It was a really good, well taken goal, and not just this game. I think ever since Wood arrived, not a lot of games we played to his strengths. It seems to me that we are just not doing something right, because when we have Wilson on the pitch, we try to see him to put a lot of crosses in, and when we have Wood on the pitch, we seem to send through balls. But this was a perfect delivery for him, and it was really good, a good, well taken goal.
It's like watching Les Ferdinand again. Powered it home. Here were the stats from the game. So, I mean, on paper, like Adam said, we should easily win it. And I mean, it looks comfortable in the stats, but it wasn't, was it, Adam? I mean, that tackle on Darlow was disgusting. He should have been sent off for that.
Oh, there was loads of them throughout the game I wasn't happy with. I think the Darlow one was the most obvious one, where it's a clear one. It's a 2-footed. I mean, to be fair, the striker, he kind of has to go in for the ball. I don't blame him for doing that, but the referee should have sent him off straight away for that one. The one in Kraft was quite bad as well, which of course resulted in a leg break, so that was a bad one. Just throughout the match, it was just loads of horrible tackles, just intentional tackles just to injure our players and to give them a better chance of winning the game. It was just dirty play. I didn't like it at all, and I think the referee didn't have a good control on it. He should have tried to cancel out as soon as possible. I mean, Tranmere didn't really do an awful lot in the game anyway. It wasn't like they had a really good game. It's just Newcastle, I think, were a bit off. They scored the only real chance in the first half, which was a really good goal, to be fair. But Newcastle, I think, just let them off quite a bit. We never really got anything going. Eddie Anderson was the only player before Trippier came on that really looked like he was going to score a goal. Everyone else just kind of had enough there. As for the tackles, though, a lot of them were really bad, especially at Darlow one. That was a clear and obvious mistake on the referee.
I don't mind players closing down goalkeepers, but when you're going in with your studs showing, and this was the whole, argument over Trippier sending off against Man City that got rescinded because he didn't show his studs. That player went in 2-footed, studs up, and if Darlow had made more of a meal of it, I think he would have been sent off. I think Darlow saved them from being sent off.
Do you know the laughable thing about it is their manager did nothing but moan at the end of the game. And there was another one. For me was the one on Trippier where he nearly broke his bloody leg when he went to kick the ball.
It was his foot, wasn't it?
I
thought that was it. His metatarsal was gone again. I was bricking it.
Gone. I was bricking it when he went down and he looked at the bench. I thought, oh no. Well, that was it. There was no need for that challenge. No. Honestly, there wasn't.
There was a lot of them. I mean, Lascelles breaking his nose as well. So we'll come on to his performance, and what was said. He responded like the captain he is. He led by example and put his body on the line. He didn't want to come off, but we had to protect him at that stage, is what Eddie Howe said about him. He gets a lot of stick. Mauro, Lascelles isn't good enough. But he's been made captain again for his leadership. Yes, it's more of a club captain than a playing captain. But it shows you the kind of person he is. He comes in on a Wednesday night against Tranmere and puts his body on the line and gets us back in the game with a goal as well.
Yes, I really like him as a player and especially as a personality, and it's great to have him around the club. For me, the issue is that he was good last season when we used to play like a counter-cutting system, but this season when we play high up the pitch, when we play high pressing, when Botman and Sharman playing, when they go, for me, Lascelles is not at that level. He tends to panic when he's half the pitch and he gets pressed, and he's not the quickest one. You could see that goal against Tranmere, although both Target and Damet were a bit off the position, it was in the end it was Lascelles player that got away from him, and from the start he was like 2 meters in front of him from the start of running, and that's fourth rank quality player. It's not even close to Premiership. So for me, I think for this high pressing system and the high defensive line that we try to play this season, he's not good enough, but he's great to have around, and he's a great character and a great leader. So he did the man with the goal. It was a really great, well taken goal, and he did. But for the future, I'm a bit afraid of him next season. If you bring a centre back or two, I think he will be the one to go. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he'll be replaced eventually. Adam, he's probably better in a back three. He's probably better if you're going against a team that you're going toe-to-toe with, maybe against a Burnley or a Stoke or someone like that. You'd want the cells there because he'll fight anyone. But when, like Mauro says, when we're playing a Man City, at Chelsea, when you're passing the ball out from the back, he is a bit suspect, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think he lacks the pace now when you compare him to our centre half. I mean, Burns, Sean, Botman are just three clearly better centre halves, and that's kind of the best way of putting it. He gives 100%. I thought his performance against Tranmere Wednesday was really good because he had a broken nose. He didn't cry about it. He kept playing. He wanted to give 100% to Eddie Howe and kind of prove his worth. I think he's great around the dressing room. The fact that Eddie Howe is kept in as captain despite the fact he doesn't play, I think so kind of speaks volumes of what Eddie Howe thinks about him as a person. So, yeah, it's great to see. It's just one of them ones where he's just no longer that main centre half. He's somebody there that over the next year or two you will eventually expect to move on. But for now, he's just in there to do his best. But unfortunately, his best I just don't think as good as your centre half. That's the kind of harsh way of looking at it.
Yeah, he's fourth choice, isn't he, Gary?
Oh yeah. I thought he was going to be away in the summer, honestly. I
thought he'd go to Forest.
Yeah, I was convinced he was going. I think he did all right the other night. But he's not, unless we have like major injuries at the back, he's not.
Oh, internet's gone. He's on a Mauro. There it is. There's the Mauro award. We'll have to, Gary.
That's the second one, Gary.
You know what happened the other night? When my sound went off?
Yeah.
It wasn't me, it was my bloody wife, wasn't it? She pulled up in the car. Yeah, she pulled up in the car and my Bluetooth was off on the phone and it started. She went, I went in the car outside.
She would have shit herself. I love it.
Oh, just thinking, what the hell is that? And it was just me talking drivel, But
that's brilliant.
But Lascelles, probably he'll probably be away next summer, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll bring in another top quality centre back next summer.
Yes, I know.
Especially with Shaw getting on a little bit as well. So it'll be interesting. Right, loads of comments in, so we'll quickly jump to some of them before we move on to the next topic. There's the link if you would like to become a member. It's 99p, 199, 299, 499. Loads of different options, free prizes, all that sort of stuff. Blades upgraded or remembered or whatever it is. I already know he's a member. Evening, guys. Everyone's still buzzing. Hashtag Isak. Yes, I am. I think it's Isak is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I'm terrible with my pronunciation, so it's Isak. What's up, brother? Sky. Yes. Good evening, Nelly from Greece. I think you're in at the moment, aren't you? She travelled on holiday all the way from Saudi Arabia to Greece. To go from one extremely hot country to a nice hot country. Buzzing about Isak. Yes, we all are. Lee Lewis, thank you very much. I don't know if you're a new member or remembering. I don't know. There's too many of yous. Yes, Baz, hope you're doing well. I am. Honestly, I couldn't believe my luck. Cycling home from night shift this morning, right? A wasp flies into my head, right? I thought, all right, I'm all right. It's in my hair, right? I'll sort it out when I get home. I then pull up on my drive and there's a frigging hedgehog with blood coming out of it. I'm like, I just want to go to bed. So I've had to deal with that. And then I pull my helmet off. The wasp falls on the floor. So that's now dead. And then it gets stuck to my shoe. I don't realise. And it ends up on my bloody bedroom carpet. And I nearly walked on it twice when I went for a pee through the night on bare feet. I could have been stung. It's just like, what a day. And then I've had to look after the kids after 4 hours sleep because my parents thought, oh, you'll get up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then they knocked on the door and woke us up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When you're getting up, I went, oh, for fuck's sake. So they went home and I was there for 2 kids. Like, thanks. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is happy and Isaac. Of course, we're all happy. I'm going to come on to him soon. Adam P. in the house from Football Matters. Evening, fellas, and Mauro. Oh, that's a bit harsh, Blade. It's a good job he knows him. Shout out to the lads too. Definitely. Alexander Isak, Nelly Haybars, Gary Moore, and Adam P. in the house. Gary is drinking out of a flower vase again. What have we got in it this time? Wine or gin?
It's called Mediterranean Orange Gin.
Ooh.
Oh, it's only a cheap version from Aldi. It's not special.
Yeah, but wasn't the Aldi version like one of the best versions ever voted or something like that for gin? Recently, I'm sure it was.
Well, it probably won't be the one I got because it's cheap as hell.
I love it. Mara, which version is your shirt?
This is a Northern Rock one. Adidas Northern Rock. What was
96?
Fourth.
No.
Is it the 4-3 one? 99?
94, 95? Oh, could have been that. 90.
No, it's later. It's Northern Rock. It's 2000.
So Bobby was in
16,
charge, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and Palace at home next. Round Palace at home. I'm buzzing about that, by the way. I think 2004. There we go. Even in all exciting times. Yes, it is. And there you are, Badham. They're singing to you. They're serenading you in the chat. Not sure why you risked Bruno, Trippier, and Joe Linton. Well, he risked Trippier because we had to. He was the only right bar. I suppose Mancuso was on the bench, but we needed quality on that pitch and when we were 1-0 down. So he made the right calls. I thought Joe Linton would have got himself sent off, to be honest with you, trying to get his own back, but he didn't. He did well. Trips helped us out of jail. Fingers crossed he's refreshed for Sunday. He will be. Is Adam wearing his Isak shirt?
Yes, I'm actually.
Give it a twirl. There it is. Adam P having my children. I'm a bit worried about that, Keith. I'm trying to work out how that actually happens. Big risk, geez, it was Tramier. It doesn't matter, Kenny. I said anyone in the lower leagues, difficult games away from home. Number 14 worked out well for you, Adam. I don't know what that means, but
that's because I shirt printed yesterday before he signed. That's
did you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. He was always going to pick up Janola's number, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Roy, thank you very much as always with the 50 Corona. Absolutely amazing. Adam P's voice gets my Jesus Christ, Keith. Someone ban him. Adam, what a natural beauty. Do you know who Keith is? Do you?
No, I'm just saying he's a compliment.
Just a bit. Once Wilson went off on Sunday, the game became a lot easier for City. That is very true. It did. Is Alice Neil off to Stoke? Yes, the Sunderland manager is apparently off to Stoke City.
Yeah, he is. That's true. That'd be good.
Crazy.
I know we'll take the mick out of similar. Why would you actually go to Stoke? Like, I don't understand that when they're both in the Championship. Like, are Stoke even that much better than Sunderland? I swear about the same.
Got Dwight Gale, haven't they?
Apparently, he reckons he hasn't been. He's not getting enough backing in the transfer window. So
he never was, though. Did you not see the balance sheets? They were terrible.
There's something going on strange at that club at the minute. Like,
yeah,
something not right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think watching Murphy last game, his age be 10 years. Yeah, he wasn't great. But no bashing the players tonight, though. We won and we're unbeaten. Remember, that's all I've had. Sunderland. They could go down now, depending on who comes in.
I think it'll be Dyche.
Do you?
Mm.
Oh God, I saw an advert for Dyche Masterclass.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Why the fuck would you watch a Sean Dyche Masterclass?
I know.
I mean, his Masterclass will be: we've got 2 strikers, we've got 4 midfielders, and we've got 4 defenders. And what we do is we miss out the 4 midfielders and then go straight to the strikers. Masterclass over.
To be honest, I've always thought he looks like a Mackham as well. Honestly, fit that club perfectly.
Thought you were being the busiest on deadline day, but how was getting his players in before that? It seems shrewd move, that one. It is. I said it straight away on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I basically said this is definitely a reaction to the Wilson injury. Even though he hadn't had his scan, the club doctors will know something was seriously wrong, and it's going to be 4 to 5 or up to 8 weeks. So they went out straight away and went, sod it, we need to break our record and get a striker in. Are you thinking the same way, Adam? Do you agree with that?
Well, I did think at first it was a long-term injury when I first heard about the news. I still stand by, I think it was a reactionary move, but I think it's more the club is aware that Wilson will pick up injuries. I think this one's a bit of a scare than anything else. I I think Eddie Howe said in his press conference today that Wilson's actually only expected to be out for a couple of weeks. It's not going to be that long. But the fact is, it's just a scare to the club that we know Wilson at some point in the season will get injured. So I think we went all out now and just bought in a top level striker, which makes sense. It's just logical, really. Eddie Howe's worked with Wilson for several years now. He knows the player inside out. He knows his problems, his issues with his muscles. He just knows that it's going to happen to him. And I think we made the right choice to bring a top level striker in.
Oh, definitely. It's a good one from Andrew. Sounds like a Cole Pilkington story, the one about the hedgehog and the wasp. Thought you'd like that, Mauro. Gary, get Shea to buy you some proper gin, mate. Given the age of our signings this year, the average team must have dropped somewhat. These guys will be playing together for a few years, looking promising. I think that's what they've always wanted to do, was to bring the age down. Gallagher, Joelinton and Bruno, let's go. There's rumours that Gallagher doesn't want to leave London, so that's going to be a difficult loan deal to get done, Gary.
It's just rumours, though, isn't it? I don't know on Gallagher. I'm 50-50 whether we'll get him or not, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think he'd be a good signer. I think he's a good player. Eddie could get the best out of him. I mean, Eddie can get the best out of average players. So
he can turn water into wine.
Yeah. So what's he gonna do to Gallagher? You know, I mean, he'll turn him into a full-time England regular, probably.
I don't get the good enough, because he had a great season for Palace last season, and there's nowhere on that one. Any news on the Pedro deal? It's not looking good, is it? But I'm surprised that for Fab, because Fab is very, very rarely wrong. And that's who we all went off. We all listened to Fab, and it's obviously gone tits up. Still could happen, though. You never know. Might get resurrected. We don't know. Let's talk a bit about Eddie. Obviously, he was asked, is he going to win something, or would he like to win something? He says, I'm not afraid to say it. I've imagined it. It's one of my dreams. If we can be the first team in a long time to win a trophy, the players get their own place in Newcastle's history, and that's where we want to be. Let's face it, whoever scores the winning goal at Wembley or wins the Premier League, they're getting a statue in between Shearer and Bobby, aren't they, Mauro?
Yeah, probably the trophy wait is long one, and I would be happy with any kind of trophy. Even Carling Cup would be amazing this season, and probably the winner of the scorer of the winning goal in the final would be immortalized among Geordie public. Well, it looks like the days of leaving the cups very early and not giving too much effort are gone, and Eddie and the new owners really seem to intend not just on pushing in the league, but also doing their best in the cups. Although we played with the second team from the start, our intent was always to win the game. So happy we did go through, and looking forward to the Palace game.
Yeah, definitely. Adam, a question for you. Is your tapping on the wall down the stairs thing becoming a habit for your fans? Are people copying it?
Yeah, I don't know why people actually copied it, to be honest. I think I did it for the Botman one, but I kind of did it so pretty much what a lot of players do before the match. They have their own sort of superstitions where they'll do before the game to try and give them motivation or boost. So one of the things that players would tend to do is kind of bang the wall. I think Sir Maxim, for example, he kind of touched the grass before he goes on the pitch. So players just do different things like that. So I thought, we'll bang the wall, and for some reason a lot of people really like copying it. So for some reason a lot of people now in the club shop just do it and send it to me on Twitter. I've had quite a few of them right now. Almost like a tradition now.
I'm glad St. Maximin doesn't bang the wall, because you'd probably break his wrist. I'm glad he picks up a bit of grass instead. That's more his thing. What's Adam P's first memory being a Newcastle fan? You completely blanked my highlighted member super comment bars. Super comment. Is there a super comment? Highlighted super comment. I haven't seen one. Nope. No super comment. Did anyone see? No, definitely not. I've gone through them all. Sorry, Matthew. I do apologise. But there you are, Adam. What is your first recollection of being a Newcastle fan?
Well, I've always been a Newcastle fan, but I never really got into football properly until I was about 9, so it was quite late on into my life, really. So I've got into it
9 late on into your life. Come on, mate. 40-year-olds down here, remember.
So So it was the first time Newcastle won the championship on the Chris Hughton. So I just remember watching the games in the house. I think it was one where someone scored a hat trick. Maybe Cowler and Miobi. I can't remember who it was now, but I just remember it was the first time we won the championship, and it was 2 years after that when I got my first season ticket. I've been there 11 years now, so
Nice.
I've been, I guess, dedicated ever since. But no, I didn't actually get into football until a bit later on.
My first ever game was Whitley Bay because my dad wanted to make sure I could go to a live game and not cry and, leave. I think my first season ticket was 9 as well, to be fair. It's a long slope, Adam. We're still here and not seen a trophy. I think you're lucky, though, because you've caught it at the right time now. Gaza MC, you are not Paul Gascoigne by any chance. I don't think Gaza knows how to use a laptop, to be honest with you. ASM hit the wall. You probably missed the wall. Super comments are glitchy. I upgraded membership thing about an hour before the show. Yeah, there's no super comments come through. I got no idea. That's why I missed it. There's only 2 memberships, and Roy's 50 Corona came through, but nothing else has come through, so I don't know what's going on. Right. Next quote from our master, our leader, our legend in the making. He's not a legend quite yet, but he will be. I mean, he kept us up, didn't he? So, first and foremost, I want to win, but then how you win is absolutely important to me. I want to play attractive football. I want supporters to be entertained. I want them to be excited to watch us week in, week out. Adam, I mean, we don't even have to play attractive football sometimes to actually want to watch this team week in, week out anyway, because we're just so happy we've got our club back. But it's nice to hear that, isn't it?
Well, Eddie Howe's a bad Eddie Howe day for Newcastle is better than a good day for Steve Bruce at Newcastle. That was how bad the standards were a couple of years ago. It was constant 5 back. There was no ambition. We were sitting back. We were trying not to lose instead of trying to win. So just that different mentality shift now. So when Newcastle play, they actively go out to win games. That Man City game last Sunday is the best example you see, because we actually went out there and we went out to outplay Manchester City. And to be fair, we did it for a good amount of the game. So Eddie Howe, he was quite patient with the team. I remember last season playing Man City, both times lost 4-0 and 5-0. So it's not going to work every single time, but he's been patient. He believed in himself, he believed in his players, and he believed that Newcastle could outplay Man City, and we did that and got a really good point last week. So it was great to see, and just the team now is just so alive. Everyone believes it can do stuff at this club. It's just light and day difference from this season to last season. So yeah, it's
night and day, isn't it?
Great to see progression, and Eddie Howe is just done an amazing job.
Yeah, this one isn't Gaz still out for Paul Mort. It's Raul Mort, mate. You got the name wrong. Mauro, it's just amazing hearing what Eddie Howe says. I mean, I don't know if you guys are the same, but Mauro, first of all, every time Howe speaks, I am quiet. I will listen to every single word he's got to say. And that only reminds me of what I used to do for Bobby Robson. There's not many other managers I would actually want to hear every single word he says.
Absolutely, mate. I just wanted to say that he reminds me of Bobby Robson in the way that when he speaks, everybody just stops everything and they listen, because you know that you are getting some really you're listening to a smart man who is a great tactician, and he's also, there is no negativity in him. He will never slate the referees or their opponents. He always try to come positive in his talks, and he really knows his stuff, and the work he's done from the start with the team, and we also with in his interviews, public relations, it's really been top notch, and I enjoy every one of his interviews, really.
Yeah, me too. I just love listening to him. He's infectious, isn't he, Gary? You just want to listen.
I've said it loads of times on the show. When the players come out and praise him constantly, and seeing how good he is, how good his management skills are, how great he is for the dressing room.
Apologies for being late here. There was a massive queue at the kebab shop for a brief moment. I thought Steve Bruce was coming back. Brilliant.
He's just everything Eddie Howe does is just professional. His management skills are top class. The way he gets players' confidence up and turns them from average to good. So, and you compare that to the drivel the previous manager did, and honestly, Eddie's. You know what it is? Eddie will never ever, until he wins a trophy, not from Newcastle fans, he will never get the recognition that he should be getting. Because he's still, to me, they call him a good manager, but all I keep hearing is he's not the manager that's going to take Newcastle.
I hate hearing that.
Yeah, so do I. I hear it all the time. It's not come from us. It's come from the rest of them. And he's not the man. He's going to steady them, and then the main man will come in. Eddie's the main man, and I can guarantee that man will win a trophy in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Do you know how it feels? Sorry, Bez, just wanted to say one thing. Do you know how it feels to me looking from afar? I never had the feeling Steve Bruce is a Geordie. So everything he said, everything he did, the way he spoke to the media, the way he put the blame on players, I never felt that like he was a Geordie. And for Eddie Howe, who is not a Geordie, the way he speaks, the way he talks about the club, the players, and everything, he always had a feeling like he's a Geordie coach, and he's not a Geordie, but he really loves this club and the history, and he really wants to do his best to win trophies and make fans happy. Yeah. So it's a total difference from Steve Bruce.
No, it's night and day, isn't it? Could Eddie, however, reach the same level of legendary status as War Bobby? I think he will if he wins a trophy.
Yeah, I can. He can, definitely.
I don't know if this is a possibility, is it, Adam?
Exactly. I think that's the question I think he's on about. I've been never seen never, I suppose.
Never say never. I love it. I love the positivity on this channel. Thank you, Andrew. We're always positive on here. I mean, I don't know why Twitter was doing my napper in the last few days until this Isak deal broke, because everyone was just whinging, we're not doing enough, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. You know, the owners have said patience. And
trust them.
Yeah, exactly. And look what happens.
Yeah, look what happens. We're signed one of the most sought after strikers in Europe.
Exactly. I saw a stat. It said something like there's only 2 players who've scored more goals at the age that Isak's at now, and that was Haaland and Volovic. You know, that is some record, to be fair, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
To be honest, I heard the stupidest comment I've ever heard the day about Isaac. And it was, he's never played in the Premiership before. I mean, neither did Aguero or Ronaldo or Henry before they turned up here. That's I think it was Paul Merson. That was exactly. Paul Merson
as well, yeah.
Paul it's the stupidest comment I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Kevin, if you haven't seen it, go to Adam's channel, because he actually interviewed St. Maximum, which is just unreal. So, yes, he has already interviewed a player, and he might get one outside the training ground. You never know, but they're very quick on there, Adam, to get themselves in. They sign a few autographs, and then they're through the gates, aren't they?
Well, it just depends how it was. For example, today it was the most I've ever seen. It was upwards, I think, 400, 500 people there, so literally barely anyone stopped. And they weren't allowed to stop. The stewards pretty much got everyone out straight away for safety reasons, so the players were taught not to stop today. Yeah. So it depends when you go. As for my interview, obviously I did one with St. Maximin. That was last Saturday, but that was with his actual Helios brand, so they directly contacted me and asked me to come in and do some content with them. So that was amazing. As for the club itself, it's quite hard to get stuff like that organised. We're kind of at that stage where, yes, it's been 10 months, but it's still kind of going from the Mike Ashley times to the new times now, and it's going to take a while for everything to get into place. But I think in the possible, that sort of thing could be more possible.
Yeah, I think a lot more possible than what it used to be, because I know under the Ashley era, players weren't allowed to do interviews, were they, really? And now we're moving into a different direction. They've still got to be careful who they're allowed to talk to and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but there's more, it's definitely hell of a lot more accessibility than what there used to be. And it's just great to see, because it's, you know, the fans are united with the football club again. It's amazing.
I don't know, you ever spoke to Bruno, sorry.
Oh.
Have you ever spoke to Bruno?
No, I haven't. I saw him in Austria. I asked him for a quick picture, but that was about it, really. I haven't actually physically interacted with him.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Because
go on, Gary. Oh, he's in there. It's gone again. Way!
Mine's gone.
Yeah, there you are. You're back now.
I thought yours had gone there.
No, it was you. You froze, mate.
Did I?
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Adam, have you recently done a podcast with Martin? Oh, wait a minute. Is that a dodgy one? That's a dodgy one. I think he's trying to be funny. He nearly got me. Could Eddie, however, reach the legend? We've done that one already. Come on, Matthew. Don't put same comments in. Hope Bruce goes to Sunderland. I think we all do. Bruce is a Macklemore Smoggy. Yeah. Who wear the chicken again? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Let's talk about the amazing thing that happened. Isak has signed. Now, what I've done is, because this is what really drove me nuts on Twitter, was his stats for last season. Now, he did get his head turned last season because Arsenal were after him. And things didn't really click last season. He only scored 7 goals, I think it was. But the reason why we signed him, if you go back the season before, and even his breakthrough season, was still actually very special for a kid who was only 19. 34 games played, started 30, 17 goals. That's a goal every 139 minutes. And it's not just his club form, his international form as well was one of the reasons why everyone sort of sat up and thought, all right, there is a player there, isn't there? And Real Sociedad aren't known for an attack and flowing team, are they, Gary? So for Isak to score that many goals 2 seasons ago, struggled a bit last season, had a great international, at the age of 21, is that quote about Sultan true or not?
I'll put it on because I wasn't sure, because I want somebody to confirm if it was true.
Right.
But if it was true, oh my God,
I know.
It's like dreamland, that, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know what it is? He didn't get many goals. How many strikers over the years have had an off season?
Yeah.
Who was still top class.
Exactly.
And if you haven't seen it, have a look at Isak's goal for Sweden.
Yes, I've seen it.
30-yarder in the top corner. Have a look at his highlights, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, look at his heat map. He's everywhere.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, look at the goal at the weekend against Barcelona. He's a confident. Honestly, we have got a gem here, an absolute gem. And forget all the negativity from people like Paul Merson and all that. Listen to the
Paul
proper
Merson
people
hasn't got a frigging clue.
Exactly. Listen to the proper people who know what they're talking about, and they'll tell you this kid is something, and he's going to be special, and he's ours.
Yeah, he's ours. Adam, what do you make of the whole signing? Obviously, Dan Ashworth, he's a fan of him. We've got to trust people like Dan Ashworth, haven't we? It's why we brought him to the football club from Brighton, and the job he did at Brighton was phenomenal. He sounds out these young talents and Eddie Howe will mould him into the striker we need.
Yeah, his stats for his age are phenomenal. I know Newcastle wanted to sign Ekitike for a while. That was 2 transfer runs as we wanted them, and in the end, he wanted the PSG move. But you compare his stats to Ekitike, he's just got better all-round stats. He's a player that's already proven himself. I think the problem with signing sort of young players at the minute, I think we've kind of seen with Joe Pedro, is that there's no stats to really prove that we've done someone. It's more they've got the potential to do. Whereas it's like he's already kind of done some of these things. So that's what you want to see. I think the pace he has is exceptional. I think the way Eddie Howe plays, he's sort of attacking-minded team. Your aggression, your intensity. He's someone that's just going to fit really well into the team. And the fact that the club's kind of winning straight away over 24s and got everything sort of just shows how keen the club were for signing him. They're happy paying the amount of money for him. And it's somebody that hopefully is going to stay at Newcastle for the long term, and he's someone that's going to progress and just become a much better player at the club.
Yeah. Moro, that he signed because of the project. So that to me says that he wants to be here for a long time. He signed a 6-year contract. I think it's 5 years with an option of an extra year, but that really puts down a marker, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I was reading his interview today, everything he said, he was excited about the project. One of the reasons he signed were the fans, because he knows that our games we have really special fans, and our games have a really special atmosphere. So he said he's looking forward playing at St. James Park. I think he's amazing signing. Maybe somebody who we didn't plan to sign at first. But with the Wilson injury, he's somebody that we came back in, and I'm delighted I'm delighted we managed to sign him because he offers something totally different. From all the strikers we've been linked this summer, it's from Ekitike and Sheshko, and now to Isak. They're all similar types. So they're all tall, but also very fast dribble. They all come back deep to get the ball. So they offer, in a way, they offer you Wilson and Woody in one person, and that's really important in today's football when most of the tactics played are with one striker, and it's similar to Haaland at City, with Nunes at Liverpool. So you have a very good young complete striker at the best stage, and I think he will be a big hit in Premiership.
Yeah, here's one for you about Isak, right? If it's true, apparently he was Man City's backup if they didn't get Haaland.
Wow, that says a lot, doesn't it?
So that says a lot.
It does. Yeah. I love this comment as well. I'd rather have comments from Dennis Wise about Newcastle than Merson and Aponglo. Jesus, terrible. I love it. Right. Where are we up to? So we're up to the game on Sunday we're going to talk about now. Very quickly though, before we move on to that, if you're watching for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. Please consider becoming a member. If you want to donate, like Roy's done tonight, hit the $ in the bottom right-hand corner. If you never watched Adam P before, which I very much doubt it because everyone probably has, but if you haven't, please go over to his channel and drop him a subscribe and watch his videos because some of them are very, very funny as well, is intelligent. And he knows his stuff, so get it done. Right, I've picked the team because obviously I forgot to ask you guys to do one. So I've gone with an unchanged team except for Wood starting up front in place for Wilson. I don't think Isak has been here long enough to have trained enough to warrant a start. I mean, I would throw him straight in personally myself, but Eddie Howe's never done that yet, has he? So that's why I've gone with Wood. I might be wrong, but I've also gone for an unchanged back four as well. Even though the target might be fit or probably is fit, I still think after that performance on Sunday, he doesn't change the team like he's always done, Adam. He's never changed a winning team. Unless he's had to, unless he's forced to make a change.
Well, as for the start 11, I'm not sure about Dan Burns' head injury, really. I don't know if he got a concussion or what from that game. I haven't really looked at Dan Burns.
I think it's a week you're allowed to have in between, so I think he should be fit for Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, I still wouldn't risk it, though. I think concussions will be quite serious, especially in football, so... I would pick Target. He got 45 minutes against Tranmere, would suggest to me that he will get game time against Wolves. So I think we start Target, and if Byrne is able to play, I think he will be in the bench. As for the striker, I expect Chris Wood to start. I know Isak's came, and I think he will be in the bench, and I think he will make his debut. But again, I think it's a bit too soon for him just to kind of almost dump him in the deep end. He's a phenomenal player, and we brought him into play in that game. But I think it's quite important to get Wood starting, and then for bring Isak on almost like it's an immediate game changer that puts some pressure on Wolves. As for the rest of the team, yeah, I expected the mainly stay the same. You got like some St. Maximin, of course, arrested from the game with Tranmere, just intentionally keeping them out for this one. The midfielders as well. I know a good amount of them got a little bit of game time in, but again, we're quite limited so we can get the game time against Wolves. So I expect the team to be more or less the same, just with a couple of additions due to injuries.
Yeah. Gary, do you know the concussion rule? I think it's a week, isn't it? So he should be able to play on Sunday if he's fit enough to play. I mean, he got the ball flush in the face, didn't he?
Yeah, so, as far as I know, it's a week. I agree with Adam. I think Target will play.
We did miss Target, and we miss his being able to run up and down the wing. I just think with being away from home, we might want to be a bit more solid. And because they played well together, I just... you know what Eddie Howe's like? He rewards players for playing well, doesn't he?
I know why he's like. I still think he played Target. I think Wood will play, but do not be surprised if he puts him in from the start. You know, if Wilson had been fit, it's no doubt for me he'd be on the bench, 100%. Yeah. But it's because it's Chris Wood. So,
but then it doesn't show any confidence in Wood, does it? That's. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he.
No, it's like showing confidence, but Chris Wood will. It's not stupid. He'll stand there and go, "We've just signed a £63 million striker here. I'm going to have to play bloody well to get ahead of this lad." You know what I mean? So he's not stupid, and he'll know in the back of his head that he's third choice. I just think, didn't be surprised. I mean, you're talking about a kid who played at the weekend against Barcelona. He's match fit.
So, yeah, he is. It's just he's not played with the team before that. No. That the gelling. That's the only reason why I think he might sit on the bench and wait and come on for maybe 30 minutes to go or something like that.
I think Wood'll start, but I wouldn't be surprised if Isak starts.
I think he'll come on. It all depends on the situation of the game as well. I mean, if we're 3-0 up at half time, he might just not bother. But
the rest of them
can't see that happening.
The rest of them, I fully agree. That'll be that lineup.
It picks itself at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's easy.
Matthew, the reason why you can't do a super thanks on a live video, super thanks is only for videos, for pre-recorded stuff, or after a live video is finished. If you want to donate now, there's a $sign in the bottom right-hand corner of where you put your chat in. That's for live shows. So there's two different types of ways of donating, you see. Mauro, what do you make of my starting 11? Would you make any changes? Are you doing the same thinking as Adam and Gary? Would you drop Burn for Target? Oh, you've lost your sound. He's had a Mauro. He's had a Mauro. Oh, I love it. Way. You're gone. He's lost his sound again. Way. This happens then every week, Adam. It's why we created the Mauro Award.
Without fail.
No, can't hear
every night.
It does. I feel so sorry for him because he can never get it fixed in again. He's coming out and going back in again.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right. We'll get his thoughts on that later. This is the form of both teams. Both won 2-1 in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we drew with City while Wolves got beat 1-0 away from home to Spurs. We both drew 0-0 the week before, 2 weeks before that. And then they lost to Leeds. We beat Forest. And obviously, the pre-season games, both teams won as well. Let's see if is it working? Nope. Oh, I love it. Adam, we'll talk about Wolves very quickly. First of all, they were unlucky against Spurs. I don't know if it's unlucky because they just couldn't hit a barn door, a bit like Chris Wood.
Well, I was able to watch the first half. Of course, that was when I was with Simax all day, so I had to focus on obviously what Tyler Helios. I did watch the first half, and I thought they were a better team the first half. I didn't think Tottenham played particularly well in the first 45. I thought Wolves created a few chances, just not were really clear-cut chances. They were just half and half chances. Wolves were a bit of a weird one because on 1 week they can play really well, and another week can just be really dodgy. So it depends what it's like. And Newcastle at the moment, you normally have a really good record. Last season was the final game under Mike Ashley's tenure at the club, and it was one of the worst ones I've seen in the world. Really depressing. We're hoping that game. No confidence, just know that I've watched 90 minutes of Ross essentially.
Yeah.
But that was the final game before the takeover. I'll always remember how bad that game was. So I'm hoping we go back on Sunday and we are going to play better. We can't play any worse. So I'm hoping we go back there and pick up a result.
Yeah, we got a lucky draw, didn't we, last season? Was that right?
I know, for example, we draw again at 6 points in 4 games. It's not, I suppose, not the best. We still would be unbeaten compared to last season. It is light and day. Now, I'm hoping we go there and attempt to get the 3 points. I think it's a winnable game with Liverpool coming up. I know they've had a bad start of the season, but you would still expect Liverpool to get 3 points over Anfield. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm being a bit negative there, but I would expect Liverpool to beat us. So it's important, I think, to try and get the 3 against Wolves.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. Hey, he's worked it out. Thank you so much, Matthew, for that. Thanks for the work rate bars. I know it's not much, but put this towards a match day ticket for the little lad so he doesn't become a York fan. I love it. Thanks, Matthew. Really appreciate that, pal. Mauro, would you drop Burn and play Target? And would you start Isak?
I would start Isak and I would start Burn and keep Target on the bench to come in if needed or later. I think Burn was really, really decent and solid. We are playing Wolves away, and I would start Burn at the moment. And target was he missed two games, right? And he just played 45 minutes or so. So I will start with Burn and see how it goes.
Yeah. The interesting thing, if we start with Burn, like that's mentioned in the comments there, is that Maxi against Brighton found it difficult to find space because Brighton knew Burn didn't have the ability to peg it up and down the pitch. So that makes it very, very interesting. Oh, thanks, Gaza. But Adams is great as well. Everyone's great. We all do different things. I think that's the best way to put it. So there's the results again. I just want to put this one up, and this is why Bruno Guimaraes is an absolute fantastic number 6, and why we're not trying to sign another one. Is look at those impressions in the first 3 weeks. 34 impressions, so pressures, sorry, which is basically pressurizing the ball and winning it as quickly as you possibly can. He's better than Miggy, he's better than Joe Linton, he's just a beast. And this is why, Adam, why we're not signing another DM, because we don't really need one. Bruno is perfect in that role. Everyone says play him higher up, but when you see stats like that, you don't want to, do you?
No, I think he's perfect as that sort of almost that period role in front of the back forward. He's there just to help out, also push the ball forward. I think it's Willock's prediction that we probably do need to get a more midfielder in, especially with Shelby's long-term injury. I mean, as he said before, it'd be quite hard with Gallagher if he wants to stay in London, but that'd be the kind of player we'd want to bring him on a loan. I think Newcastle, well, we obviously aren't done the transfer window. I think everyone knows that. We haven't utilised the loan market yet as a possibility. We could spend more money just due to Newcastle's budget, really. We're in that situation now where we still have money to spend, and we'll see how things progress. I do expect Newcastle to go in for a normal midfield. I'm not going to say we're going to sign one, but I think Bruno's prediction is almost untouchable. There's nobody we could possibly sign that's going to be better than him. So, yeah, I think he's more or less just guaranteed to start as that number 6 every single match.
Yeah, a lot of people were just saying buy another one and then move him up maybe in the Willock role instead. But I like him where he is. I really do. The influential. I mean, when you've got someone like Isak, you could potentially get a Pulisic maybe coming in from Chelsea on loan. You've got a St. Maximum on the wing. Having Bruno sitting there and doing what Shelby does, finding those players. He's just, that is what we want, isn't it? We want someone who can unlock defenses, and he can do that from deep.
Said it loads of times. He's the best player I've seen in a black and white shirt since Alan Shearer. And I stand by that. I stand by that 1,000,000%. This is why Real Madrid were linked to him, because Bruno's that good. I agree. Number 6 role, perfect at it. But there's another part of us thinking that Bruno is so good. Even going forward, he could create so much as well. And that's why I'm thinking, even if we did get a defensive midfielder, Bruno's got so much about him. He could go off and support the attackers. Yeah. He's that good. You know what it is? You could half Bruno and have 2 brilliant players.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could.
You could, yeah.
He's
just half his attributes. He's got 2 quality players on him.
Yeah, he's the complete player. Absolute complete player. And I was speaking to this guy the other day, and we think there's a big possibility that Bruno could be in Team of the Year at the end of the season.
Oh, definitely.
So
if he carries on the way he's going.
If he carries going the way he is, like, he's just phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant player.
I agree. Mauro, what do you think of Bruno as a number 6?
I think he really enjoys that role, and even the preseason and the game so far, he even last season when he was sometimes played as number 8, he used to come deep to get the ball from the defense to start the action, and I think he likes the role, and I think we were all hoping probably that Paqueta, his BFF, will come in and Bruno will number 6 and Paqueta will play on the right. I'm a bit bummed about that today with him going to West Ham, but you know what, if he had to go anywhere, it's better that he went to West Ham than City or Liverpool, because this way we couldn't get him in a year or 2 when they don't get Europe places. We can probably take them away from him. I think he was linked. He was the first player linked after the takeover, and we all were expecting him to join, and we have a three Brazilian midfield partnership. But for Bruno, I seen today that we were linked in Edson Alvarez. He's
Yes.
Mexican DM from Ajax. I really like the player, really amazing player. That would allow Bruno to move to number 8. But as far as Bruno is concerned, I think he really likes the number 6 role. And if you bring something like Conor Gallagher or some other number 8, or even James Maddison, I think it will be a good fit in the midfield 3.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Right, we're near the end of the show, so we'll quickly go through some stats. So Eddie Howe versus Bruno Ledge. Eddie Howe's won the age, but it really matters. Only 3 years as head coach, 13 years for Howe. That's very strange. He started at 33 being a coach, unless he's been an assistant, I suppose, for a while. Obviously, Eddie Howe's got more experience in the Premier League. Record against clubs in Premier League. So this is it's not a very good one, unfortunately, for us. We've won 1, drawn 1, lost 3. First Premier League win, 1-0-1. Head-to-head, we had a head-to-head with him as manager. We must have. We've won 1. That must have been the game at home. When we beat them 1-0, when Wood scored the penalty at the Gallagher end. Record at Molineux is terrible. We don't really want to talk about that. Last year's fixture, it was a 2-1 win to Wolves. In current preferred formation, 4-3-3 against a 5-4-1. So that is going to be an interesting matchup, that. Obviously, they're going to try and overrun us in midfield, but normally ours goes into a 4-5-1, doesn't it? With our midfielders sitting deep if they need to. Ref watch. I love this one. We've got Peter Banks, 40-year-old, resides Merseyside, supports, must be Liverpool. It says unknown, but you know, all these referees support Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, and Man City, don't they? He's had 13 years as a referee. He debuted on the 31st of August 2019. 3 years where he's just refereed Premier League games only. Total number of NUFC games refereed 7, and our record is shocking under him. We've won 1, drawn 2, lost 4. The last result, though, however, was against Wolves, and we beat them 1-0 with a penalty awarded for Chris Wood, and he smashed it home. Premier League stats, total matches 41. Expect cards, there's an average of 4 cards in the game. 5 straight reds, 7 penalties given. You know, if you like putting bets on, these are the sort of stats that you want to be looking at and building a bet with. And in the blind box, as we call it, Lee Mason will be doing the VAR watch. Very, very interesting stuff. And this stat's horrible in the Premier League. Jonas Gutierrez, what a legend. He scored the most goals of any Newcastle player in this fixture. God, it's just horrible. 2 goals for Hee Chung-hung. I think that's when they beat us 2-1, wasn't it?
Yep.
And he scored them both. Even Jamal Lascelles has got 2. So it tells you it's not a high-scoring fixture, this one. So the last part of the show, coming on to after you've seen all those stats, you've seen the referee and how poor we are when he referees. Adam, what's the score going to be on Sunday?
Well, I think Newcastle will get a result. I don't know if we're going to win the game, but I don't think we're going to lose. But of course, I'm confident. I always back the 2, and I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle. I think it'll be a tight game, but I think Isak will come off the bench. And I think it'll be a game changer. I don't know if we'll score, but I think it will be a game changer. They'll put the tide in Newcastle's favour, and I think we'll pick Wolves up towards the end of the game. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 scoreline to Newcastle. As you were going with the stats before, to be fair, Newcastle and Wolves haven't really played each other much in the Premier League. Wolves, majority of the time, haven't been in the league. So it's going to be an interesting one for sure. We can get a win down there. It's going to be huge for the start of the season. The quicker we get the points in, the quicker we can, of course, try and reach those projections. I know it's quite a long time to go yet, but if we are in a very good position towards the January transfer window, it's going to be easier getting players and we'll see where we are on the table. So. We'll see how things go. But as I said before, I'm not that confident for Liverpool, so I'll always get the result against Wolves in the end. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
Oof, big statement. I totally agree with you. You know, the start of the season has been so important. That's why Isak's come. And if we are in a healthy position come January, things could really hot up again. And I'm looking forward to that. Gary, what's your prediction?
2-1. I think it's going to come from a midfield battle because I think Wolves have signed some decent midfielders this season. But Joe Linton will be on him. Nunes. He'll be on him straight away.
Yeah.
And then you've got, obviously, the magician in the middle, Bruno. So that's why I'm going forward to win the game 2-1. Basically because of them two in the middle. I think it'll be a midfield battle and I think them two will win it. I agree with Adam. I think Isak's going to come on and that'll change the game. And it'll probably be 1-1 at the time for me and then he'll come on, change the game and we'll nick a win.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mauro, what are you going for?
I think it will be a clean sheet and 2-0 for Newcastle. We have to be careful of that judge. He likes to give penalties and reds, but I think we will be able to keep Jimenez under control and 2-0.
Oof. God, I'm the only one sitting on the fence today. I've gone 1-1 in my Super 6. I know, but I just think away to Man U, the way they played against Spurs in the first half, if they replicate that, they're going to score. And with Wilson being out, do we have enough firepower? Obviously, we didn't until Isak came. I did do my predictions about 2 days ago. But I think a 1-1 would be a good result. But I'm the same thinking of Adam, is that obviously we've got Liverpool at Anfield next. So 3 points is actually quite vital in this game to keep us on that projectile of finishing in the top 8, which is what we all want. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be 1-1 or 2-1 to either team. That's the way I see it. There'll be no more than 3 goals in the game. It's going to be a very, very good, heart-fought, decent match to watch, I think. It'll be good football played. Nenny's gone for 2-0, just to shock you guys. You will be good for Wolves, believe me. They haven't won yet. That's the other thing that, do you know that laws of probability.
Yeah, Wolves are a decent side. Yeah, honestly.
The laws of probability, this is what always gets me sometimes. When you come up a team, remember when we used to always come up a team where a striker hadn't scored or a team hadn't picked up a point, and we would always get beat because of that. Happened so many times with bloody Liverpool and Michael Owen as well. We'll tear Liverpool apart. We need to start winning again, I think. Not sure we want 3-point scoring games in a row.
Who Liverpool got this weekend? Sorry?
I don't know.
Because if they don't win this weekend, they're under serious pressure when they play.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And that's another worry, isn't it? They've got Bournemouth at home.
Oh, well. Oh.
So they should be winning that, shouldn't they? But you know what it is? With all their injuries and suspensions, I actually fancy us to do a much better job on Liverpool than what we did last time. And I think we could get a point at Anfield.
We're a different side now. People need to remember that this is not Mike Ashley's Newcastle anymore. And that's why I'm going forward to win the game.
Look at the state of that, man. Don't you just wish you were in bed like that right now? Just passed out. Just absolutely passed out. She just moved. And then, that's like me after 12 pints. But
12 pints?
Yeah.
You wouldn't get 12 pints down.
I can get 12 pints down me still. I just would be in absolutely no state whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, going back to Liverpool, if we get a point at Wolves and a point at Liverpool, I still think that's a great start to the season. But I'd rather have 3 against Wolves than get beat off Liverpool if I was choosing the 2 options.
I mean, it's a tough start we've had. I mean, Brighton away, not easy. Man City, obviously.
Of course not.
Forest just promoted. So that was never going to be easy. Wolves isn't easy. Liverpool's obviously not easy. So it's been a tough start for us.
Your reaction was brilliant, apparently. If we can't beat Liverpool now, then when are we? Well, the last time we beat Liverpool, and I remember mentioning this a couple of shows ago, was in the Carabao Cup at Anfield. Steve Watson scored. Adam, you were just a thought in your twinkle in your dad's eye at that time. It was that long ago. It was a great goal, though. If you got to go on YouTube and watch it, just type in Steve Watson, winner against Liverpool in the Carling Cup it was back then, wasn't it, I think? Or was it just the League Cup it was called? I can't remember. But it was a
Coca-Cola Cup.
Coca-Cola Cup. That's how long ago it was.
Do you know what it is? I forgot to mention before, you know, the manager stats, the way you were doing the
Yes.
comparing the managers. I just wanted to point out 2 more managers who are older than Steve Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
I look at that
You still
bloke on
can't
the
believe
telly.
how old he is, can you?
I cannot believe that man is 2 years older than me. Honestly, he's younger than Eddie Howe in
I
long.
love it. Brilliant.
I watched him on
Bournemouth.
Sky this morning. I couldn't believe it.
I know. Villa are doomed. Yeah, there's potentially. But that's it. That's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming on, Adam. I really appreciate it. Like I say, anyone watching who's not subscribed to Adam, please go and subscribe to his channel. It's absolutely fantastic. You're on the road to like 30,000 now, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I passed 30,000 when I 33,000 now. So
wow, it's amazing. You'll be taking over Steve Ridge soon.
It's been going well. It's been going well. So I appreciate the invite on. Thank you so much.
No, thanks for coming. Honestly, I know you're a busy guy, so it's nice to get other voices on the channel, isn't it, lads?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, exactly.
No, spot on.
Yes.
Please join us on Sunday, or join me. Sorry, I'll be doing a live watch along. I'm going to be doing it in front of the camera. I don't know why I'm doing it. If we get beat, I'll probably fold the laptop. I'm now back into that mindset now where we don't get beat. I used to, like, when Bruce was in charge, I used to sit there and just go, well, you know, we get a point, it's a bonus, isn't it? But
at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, exactly. The Mora Award's been given out twice. Absolutely brilliant tonight, Gary Amaro. Well done.
Yep.
But yeah, tune in on Sunday. It's 2:00 kickoff, so I'll probably go live at about 1:30 in the afternoon, kick the missus and the kids out of the house and try and watch it on the TV and bring you some crack while we watch the game together. But thanks for tuning in, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend. I'm going to work. See you later.